Make a rally there after Josh Jacobs scored that touchdown, but that was the final point on the board for the Packers. Eagles get the win 22-10. Jalen Hurts, a couple of touchdown passes, but Saquon Barkley kind of dominated things early. Goes for over 100. Big touchdown catch and run from Dallas Goedert in this game as well. Bucky, when you look at how this game was won for Philly, had some offensive performances that were noteworthy, but defense to me felt like it really kind of set the tone.
Yeah, the defense really showed up. Vic Fangio has done a really good job with this defense the entire time. When you think about how they're able to dominate at the point of attack, Jalen Carter and company being able to control everything, and then the coverage in the back end, throwing a blanket over a really good Packers wide receiver core. And when you're able to do that, then you can force Jordan Love into some mistakes. Everything was working for the Philadelphia Eagles. The coverage, the pressure, all of it worked in concert. That's why the Eagles were able to get this win.
Yeah, and you know, when you think about it, like, this started from the jump. And obviously you hate to see the injuries that happened in this game, especially on the Packers side. The Eagles had their fair share too, right? Nakobe Dean went down, did not return. But, man, the Keyshawn Nixon kickoff return, fumble, really opened the door early. Eagles capitalized, put 7 on the board like that.
Yeah, put 7 on the board and allowed them to play from in front. When you think about the playoffs are about putting pressure on the opponent. And so immediately the Eagles were able to put pressure on the Packers to chase points. And even though the Philadelphia Eagles didn't bring their A game, they were able to get it done because they were out in front. The defense played really well. Got to fix the offense before we get to the next round, but you like to advance, and that's what they were able to do.
Yeah, and it felt like there was going to be a physicality in this game after that first hit from Oren Burks, who was a former Packer, ended up there on kickoff for the Eagles, forcing that fumble. You know, kind of interesting how all that works. But then, you know, Jalen Hurts, 13 of 21, 130 yards, not entirely prolific through the air. Didn't necessarily need, you know, that full-on aerial assault there. What's your thought on what Hurts was today and what he can be as the Eagles advance and move forward?
He was fine, but he is going to have to be better. As they get deeper into the postseason, more jumps on the shoulders of the quarterback to make these critical plays. He made enough for them to get it done, but really the Eagles were leaning heavily on Saquon Barkley. You would like to think against better competition, they're going to take Saquon Barkley away, and they're going to make Jalen Hurts have to win the game. Did enough today, but more is going to be needed for this team to advance.
The good news is that they were able to rely on Saquon Barkley for much of this game. He came up, looks like he was a little bit banged up with an arm, kind of coming off there. But, you know, early on, it felt like that was what they could rely on. Right?
Absolutely. And I think you can see the effects of taking the week off. He had fresh legs. Yeah. You saw the quickness in the burst right away. And that is what the Eagles will need from him. He is going to have to play at an MVP level for this team, meaning 100-plus yards every time on the ground. He has to be able to really control the game because as he goes, it sets up the rest of the offense. So 25 carries, 119 yards, saw some spectacular runs, even saw some of the grittiness that we want to see. He's going to have to continue to do that for the Eagles to continue to make their way through the tournament.
Yeah, and the fact that we're seeing this, right? Powerful ground game, an offensive line playing as good as any in football right now for Philadelphia, obviously, and then a defense that's able to, you know, excel in the way they did today. That feels like a winning playoff formula as you go forward.
Well, that is the playoff formula for the Eagles, and they found their identity midway through the season. They have been able to run the football at will, and then defensively, they continue to get better and better and better. As long as they're able to complement it, the offense, defense, special teams, and avoid the turnovers, they're going to have a chance to beat anybody. You like their chances, but you know it has to be a little better for them to knock off some of those heavyweights.
Yeah, no question. Dallas Goedert delivered for the Eagles today in a big way with a physical touchdown catch and run for a score. And our Stacey Dales was there in Philly. You got a chance to chat with him post-game.
Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert, the tone setter. You played some bully ball there. Wasn't just a single stiff arm. A second stiff arm on the touchdown in the third quarter that had this place absolutely lit.
Yeah, that was a really fun play. It might be my favorite touchdown of my career. You know, Jalen made a good check. It was 0. I had one guy to beat, and I was able to do that. But it was a hard-fought game. The defense played incredible, and when we needed it, you know, the O-line able to finish games so well, so it was a lot of fun.
Favorite touchdown of your career? Like, what were you channeling in there in terms of that angriness, that angry run, that nature that you have that we've seen so often in your career?
Yeah, just kind of the way the second half ended. A couple of things made me upset, and I just used that. I'm not ready to go home, and I was going to do whatever it took to help the team get the dub.
What made you upset?
I don't want to get fined, so I can't say.
Okay, fair enough. How about this team doing it in all three phases, really? Your defense was so stout against that team. Are you guys playing your best football right now?
I think we can always play better, but it was a lot of fun, OB making that play on the opening kickoff really just set the stage. Shout out to him. Then he came in and played linebacker, played really well. So it's just another great win for us, and we got to keep building on it.
Pat on the back there from your quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
I'll take that always.
Right, playoff Jalen. That's what you guys tell me. What's his leadership like now that you're advancing and you're coming back here next weekend?
He's really incredible. He's a true winner. And I'm just glad he's my quarterback. Really proud of him.
Just lastly, what's the ceiling for this group? I mean, I know you guys think you're going Super Bowl, right? For your team, and it's been up and down for you this season, Dallas, but that was a really special win after what happened in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, it's obviously the first one we got to worry about next week, and we'll take it one by one. But we're excited where we're at, and we're ready to keep going.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Game of the first game featuring NFC teams. We get the second one coming up here in a little bit. But that's how it went in the AFC. That's how it went here in this first game for the NFC. Major takeaways here for the Eagles as they get this win and kind of take this show into the divisional round.
So it was a total team effort. Offense, defense, special teams all made big contributions to the win. We started on the kicking game. Owen Burks setting the tone. Big hit, knocks it out to get a turnover. They're able to punch that in for 7, and away they went. Offensively, love the way the offensive line dominated. They were able to run the football effectively, even though we want to see a little more from the passing game, and they'll need that. Being able to run the football sets everything up for their defense because they're able to play keep away effectively.
Yeah, and again, that's why you didn't need, Jalen Hurts throwing it all over the place today and getting A.J. Brown, 10 targets and Devontae Smith. And they connected a couple of times, but, obviously not a prolific passing night. But to get, some unsung heroes going in the postseason, too, could pay off down the stretch. Guys like Dotson and Goddard. Dotson especially, who's kind of been very limited since coming over from the Commanders, who, again, we'll see in just a little while here tonight. I think those things, might mean something moving forward, too.
Well, that means something. If you actually look at how the Eagles have won the last 10 or so games, it has been about the running game. It's been about complementary offense in the passing game. Not big numbers for Jalen Hurts as a passer, but more efficient and effective numbers due to the running game being able to dominate. As long as they're able to do that, they're going to have a chance.
Indeed. And look, when you're playing, again, as we said, with, the cheat code in the backfield, like Saquon Barkley has been for them, going over 2,000 yards and counting. We're over 2,100 now through this first game of the playoffs, 119 today. He just gives them so much more flexibility with how they can attack, and then what's beneficial to them here in a postseason environment like this against Green Bay.
Much like last night, we watched the Baltimore Ravens with Derrick Henry. We are seeing the return of the running back and how impactful the running back is able to really help the entire offense go to work. And so as Saquon Barkley is comfortable and settled, as he's able to kind of become their workhorse for the Eagles, it really alleviates the pressure on Jalen Hurts to have to make these big plays by himself.
Let's look at Green Bay for a moment and what we saw from Jordan Love on this night. The 3 interceptions. Tough ones, right? Obviously he was taking a shot there at the end. I don't know if we're going to put that all on him there. It was, kind of backs against the wall type of scenario. But he was down Christian Watson, we talked about coming in, and then lost Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs throughout the course of the game. The effect on a quarterback with those type of targets down for much of it.
Well, it really impacts Jordan Love because this is a team that doesn't have a true or an established number 1 receiver. They do it by committee. But when you start removing pieces from the committee, now you're kind of stuck, and he didn't have his normal weapons to target. For Jordan Love, also, the turnovers. Yeah. This is a guy that has really been really careful with the football the last half of the season. When we turn the ball over 3 times, it's going to be hard for your team to win. They know it. They have really been feasting on opponents, making miscues and turning the ball over. Tonight, the tables were turned, and they weren't able to overcome their own mistakes.
18 carries, 81 yards for Josh Jacobs. Hindsight, yeah, sure, you'd love to get him, the 25 carries. Maybe that gives you a little bit more flexibility, keeps you on the field a little bit more, keeps the ball out of, Saquon Barkley's hands on the other side. But it didn't work out that way for Green Bay. And a tough tough playoff exit here. But again, this is a young team with some pretty good core players there that they can build on here moving forward.
Yeah, there's some things that you certainly can build on. You're encouraged by that, but you can't keep putting it off saying, hey, we're a young team.
Yeah,
at some point, they got to be able to get it done because the window closes quickly when you're a title contender.
No question. No question. And for the Eagles, their window here in this postseason.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình.
Defense takes
Video ngày hôm nay
away
của
the
mình sẽ
football league,
là
led the
video
NFL in
này đây.
interceptions. They have a lot of things going for them, but they need to do better in terms of making sure that they score when they get in the red zone, be more efficient when they get in the red zone, and make sure Matthew Stafford doesn't shred them again, as you guys put up some of those stats from the previous game, like he did, particularly in the red zone. He took them apart last game. So they need to make sure that they have that squared away, and I think that they will. This football team has been a team of destiny all year long. They played above and beyond what people thought that they would play, and I think they're set up now with Kevin O'Connell being one of the best coaches in the NFL to go ahead and go on.
From a team of destiny to a team of just simple expectation given their roster. We're talking about the Eagles. They host the Packers. That game on Sunday. A.J. Brown not on the injured list with that knee. Looks like he's going to play. He's obviously their leading receiver, Lewis, so how will he impact the game plan?
Yeah, when he's on the field, obviously what he makes defenses do is defend every blade of grass. And that's because of his ability to, one, win on the short game as far as the catch and runs, the slants that he can then turn into a 70, 80-yard rip. Or he's the kind of guy who can take the top off of the defense and really get outside the numbers and just run go routes or big posts, you know, as an X or Z receiver, and you're sitting there going, okay, well, we can't sit here and load the box against Saquon. We have to protect against this guy. Most corners can't handle him one-on-one. So really what he winds up doing is he makes the defense have to defend every blade of grass. He makes defenses have to make that choice. Do we put our corners on an island, or do we go ahead and put two safeties back and try and keep a top on everything? What does that do for everyone else? It opens up everything for everyone else, especially when you're talking about the fact that they have a 2,000-yard running back who right now is trying to go ahead and make people consider whether or not he should be the MVP. And really for Jalen Hurts, who right now is returning from concussion protocol, if you want to run him more, it's a lot easier for him to run the football against lighter boxes because A.J. Brown is on the field. So that's why he makes the big bucks. That's why he's considered one of the alphas at the wide receiver position, because he affects everything else that you're trying to get done defensively and offensively.
The Eagles going into this game well rested and nearly as healthy as they've really been all season. Brown, 119 yards receiving week one in that win in Brazil. Louis Riddick, again on SportsCenter. Thanks, Louis.
All right, back to the NFL. When we come back, the playoffs kick off today. Two big games in Houston and Baltimore. We're going to go inside the huddles for reports on both games today. And where there's a will, there's a way. Mr. Howard carried the day and his team to the national championship game. E.J. Manuel going to open up his manual on the Ohio State quarterback.
This is our scientific unit of measurement on how to decipher who won the name game.
And I think we've got a tie.
16-16.
I think we've got. You can't see that.
Can't see
it's
that.
It's red on mine.
Yeah.
16-16. It's lost. America wins.
Life doesn't always go as planned, which is why Domino's is giving you an emergency pizza. A free pizza to use when you need it most. No matter the reason, Domino's has you covered. Get your emergency pizza when you order Domino's online.
Check this out. Let's say you want to build your own parlay, okay? ESPN Bet now has profit boosts that you can use to increase your winnings. If I parlay this money line with these points and total yards, that is boosted.
Do you want me to boost your latte?
Boost it, baby.
Boost it. Enjoy your boost.
Sign up for ESPN Bet to receive your welcome bonus and your first 30 days of ESPN Plus on us.
From tried and true to try something new. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
The booking app I used didn't have Agent Force, so an AI agent didn't know to move my reservations inside or know what I like to eat, which is not that.
What's up, my brother?
Oh, hey, man!
We really needed this rain.
Right?
Oh, we got you, brother.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình.
Like Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99, including one mouth-watering entree, a refreshing beverage, a $10 power card, and a whole lot of fun, which means you enjoy a delicious meal for under $10. But look, that's 5 good things. Good things come in threes at Dave & Buster's with the Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Buy in-store today.
Who give eye exams?
I give fresh starts, better vision, healthy eyes. Everybody wants that.
Hero Doc saves vision.
Well,
Hero Owl saves money. Use your vision insurance for exams, glasses, and contacts, all at America's Best.
Oh, it's cold outside. Time to protect your vehicle from winter's wrath. Of course, the hot sun can be tough on vehicles too. You need WeatherTech. Laser-measured floor liners and cargo liner will shield the carpeting from sand and snow. For your interior, there's seat protector and sunshade, plus mud flaps and bump step for the exterior. Impact liner with shock-absorbing rings safeguards your truck bed from costly damage. Order American-made products at WT.com. Surf's up.
Let go.
She's got it. Wow. End-zone touchdown.
So much on the line.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Roe now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper. With results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at roe.co/TV.
For 60 years, families like ours have been growing apples for treetop applesauce and apple juice for families like yours.
Ripe, juicy apples, picked at the peak of perfection.
And year after year, harvest after harvest, we've held to our core belief that the best quality apples make for the best tasting applesauce and apple juice. So from our family to yours, great, right?
It's delicious.
Make it treetop. Farmer grown, farmer owned.
Stay up 7, Ewers to the end zone, and the Longhorns strike late first half. He just might do it.
When you have momentum, you got to keep it. When you don't, you got to go get it. Because that was a huge moment in the game.
That's 2 for Blue. Levels the game at 14. Judkins, touchdown. Ohio State takes the lead. A 4th down touchdown pass. Sawyer, knocked it out. Dagger from 82 yards. He just became a legend in Ohio State. Buckeyes out of the championship game.
Ohio State won a national championship a decade ago. 10 years later, they could run it back. Will Howard, he won a Big 12 championship inside Jerry's World 2 seasons ago as the quarterback for Kansas State. Though he's 0-3 in his career versus Texas. That, of course, when he was Kansas State's quarterback. How would he fare this time around with a trip to the Natty on the line? He hit 7 different pass catchers in this game. 3rd and 9 of the Texas 41. We're moving the sticks here. Key Scott Jr., 5 catches, 30 yards. Next play, it's 4th and 2 at the Texas 34. He's gone until he wasn't. Little turf monster. Little turf. He said he fell on purpose. And then he hit us with a JK after the game. You'll hear it. 18-yard pickup for Howard. A few plays later, Ohio State 2nd and goal at the Texas 1-yard line. Quinshon Judkins, he'll punch that in. For Howard, 24 of 33, 289 yards, 1 touchdown, a QBR of 90. That is very good. Will Howard, after punching his ticket to the Natty.
That 4th down was huge, man. And they came out and gave us a good look for the play. And O-line blocked it up well. And, yeah, I fell on purpose. I'm joking. I didn't fall on purpose. I should have been out. It should have been a dang touchdown. But I was trying to keep a couple seconds on the clock. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it was a great play and a statement drive. You know, we needed that. We've been beating ourselves all day with penalties and just getting behind the sticks.